applying that to
you should not keep mass influxing. You cannot continuously keep letting people come here, bro. You have to at some point say enough fucking people coming here. We're gonna keep the population at this set point. You can do that. This is our fucking country. You can do that. You don't have to let people come here.
So you're
any country could do that.
You're talking about
no, dude. Even Mexico does that shit.
Ideology. Anybody, you're saying we should.
You can do that. Anybody can do that, bro. You can bar anybody from coming to your country. Yes, you can. You do not have to allow people the right to come into your country, bro.
That's what we should have done to keep it just black and white, or when should it have started?
Dude, you cannot. I'm talking about rising the population numbers, bro. You have to curb that shit.
Yeah, but you
cannot keep have a growing population and keep giving people free shit that are not producing. You cannot do that. It does not work.
But that has nothing to do with the current conditions of today. If you go back through
giving out free money is not going to solve anything. It never has in history. It never has in history, bro.
It's a band-aid, but
not at one point in history. You can look back in history. Has that shit worked?
If you look back through history in the United States, getting off of the gold standard really started this downward effect. Okay.
Exactly. And pushing women into the workplace and pushing women into the workplace literally decreased wages, just like that. That's why we've had these stagnation that we had.
That might be finished with.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with Islam. That has nothing to do with ideologies. It has to do with what the United States did in the 1970s. They screwed this up big time. Okay.
I'm talking about the basis of giving free money to people, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
You don't have any other solution. This is the only solution that they can come up with because they know that something.
It's not a solution. It's not going to cure anything. That's the thing. It never has. Look into history, bro. China with Mao, with Stalin, with Chavez, all this shit. It's never worked. It's always ended up with people being killed to enforce socialism.
People are gonna die either way. If people
and I would rather the weak go out instead of the strong who actually have been productive lose out because people cannot produce. That is not the problem of the middle class, bro. If people cannot produce, those are the people that deserve it.
In America,
bro, I'm comfortable. I'm never going to be in the position. I'm not going to.
In America,
they're not going to run up on you, the have-nots. Do you think that they will not arm themselves and run over just like every single society has had happen, which is why they do things like this to avoid that type of situation?
And what has happened back in history, bro? When Stalin took over, what did he do? He went and took everybody out their houses who was against his ideology, killed them, put peasants into their houses, took from the rich, took from the people who are productive. That's what this shit ends up being. That's why they're trying to take the Second Amendment away. That's why they're trying to take away guns. They're trying to ban assault rifles and all that shit, so they can do that.
Because they know what happens when people don't have enough to make ends meet and put food on the table. War and
what? So you think taking away from people who are productive, who it does not matter, bro. I don't care, bro. You're not gonna take from me and other people who actually escalate in life and to give back to somebody who can't do it. That's not the middle class or the upper class's responsibility, bro. Simple as that.
One thing that we forget here that the American government is already $23 trillion in debt. There's over $216 trillion of unfunded liabilities on the American books. So UBI would be like a cherry, half of a cherry on this shit Sunday. You know what I mean?
That's why we put so much into war, because that's what it's really going to come down to. That's why we make sure we have our military as strong as it is, because that's what all this stuff, all these rules and laws, all that stuff is make believe. That's just what people agree to at a time, just so we can make this thing called society.
How laws make believe? How laws make believe?
Because if somebody chooses not to follow it, and enough people choose not to follow it, it's no longer going to be enforceable. And then that's when you have these turns in society. I'm not saying.
So your fairy tale is to give people free shit to curb it. Yeah, that don't work, bro. You're just gonna make lazy ass people, bro.
I'm telling you that they chose UBI because they see these issues happening. If you let
I would rather us go out in all out war than just reset the population. Then we can kill each other off. Fuck it. Let's go out all out war. Let the economy tank. Let the weak fight, and let's see who wins, bro. I'm not giving up my income to help another motherfucker who cannot innovate, bro. Fuck that.
Well,
I'm going to school. I'm in the books. If you can't get your ass up and go to school and elevate yourself, you are dead weight, bro. You deserve whatever you get in life, bro.
In this instance, though, you got people that are hard workers that are in the service industry, people that did have jobs at a hotel or whatever, that woke up early every day to get the job done on time.
So, what is a hotel receptionist? A hotel receptionist is just a damn cashier, basically.
Well, not even a hotel receptionist, man. It's someone that
even a banquet. I mean, that's a low skill job. That is literally no anybody can do that though. That's the facts. Anybody can do that. But that's the thing, bro. You can put the opportunity out in front of somebody's face and be like, hey, you need to scale up. This is lucrative for you, bro. They have to want that, bro. At the end of the day, if you're showing these people that and they're not taking them and they're not scaling up, but you have to go out here and usher them and push them to do it, then that seems to me that those people don't want it.
Yeah,
and we honestly don't have the value.
So they deserve whatever happens, whatever effect happens. They deserve it. I mean, it's just that whatever happens to them, they deserve it. If you don't take the initiative to elevate yourself,
mindset. That's a very
that's just how I think, bro. The fact of the matter is, I grew up poor. I grew up in poverty, but I'm in school. I have good grades. I have great grades. I graduated high school at 16. The fact of the matter is, I was in the same shoes as most of these guys. If you want it, you will go after it. It should be your own personal mindset. If everybody in America, we're pushing this hedonistic principle of everybody individualism, do whatever you want. You're not going to be able to get a collective to think like that if that's what we've been pushing for the last 40, 50 years. Do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yeah, but if we let brothers like you lead the charge, man, you might let a lot of guys starve out there, and that's not,
I'm not going to sit there and try to convince somebody to escalate, bro. That's not how you get people to move up, bro. People have to want it, bro. People have to see the danger. People have to see the danger and want it themselves. Most people wait till it's too late.
Downtown Louisville, there's this place where like all the older people are at. It was like on Section 8, and that place is a goddamn animal farm. You know what I'm saying? Tons of crime, lots of other shit. There's going to be a lot of places that's just like that. And it's all just going to be restricted to one area. And since those people are not productive anyway, they're going to have to raise the spending some kind of way for everybody. So I don't think it's all that bad of a deal. Now, I don't want those people who are UBI, I want there to be definite restrictions on them in society. Like, if you're UBI, I don't want you driving around. I want you sitting in that goddamn rat trap. You know what I'm saying? I don't want your ass leaving, going anywhere. I don't want you having kids. I think you should be castrated immediately. Because you can't be raising kids in that type of environment. Women, you get UBI, no more eggs for you.
Facts.
No more eggs for you.
They need to implement a China strategy on this shit.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Have UBI. But I want like UBI to like not so that way these people can't reproduce and keep being around for other generations. Now, if you want to be on UBI, okay, we'll throw a parade for you. We'll go have your ass be in the black community. You can play spades and dominoes all day long and Nintendo and all that shit. But you will not have another fucking child. You won't have the ability to have a child. You won't have the ability to date anybody else outside the UBI fucking environment. You want to have UBI? I'm cool with UBI. But UBI means that you're like a non-citizen. No, you're like an enemy combatant. You know what I'm saying? That's on the United States ground. You decided that you wanted this free money more than you wanted to produce. Now we need to make sure that you're the last of your fucking DNA pool.
Oh, shit.
That's it.
Yeah. No, that's fair. When you say it like that, because originally I'm against UBI, but if you're saying that restrictions should be imposed on people who receive it, that's actually you always bring another perspective. Hey, that's actually I agree with that. If it was to happen, they need to have restrictions. That's fact.
I mean,
they need to implement a China thing where they did one kid per citizen.
Women, non-productive.
Stranglehold on that shit.
Don't want to be a wifey of any choice. You end up on that UBI? Okay. We're going to take that uterus from your motherfucking ass. Uterus for UBI. You for you.
I agree with it. I agree. You want free money? You can't have kids. Chop that shit, nip that shit right in the bud. I'm telling you, there needs to be a negative. There needs to be a negative to welfare, bro. There are too many people that are literally opting for that shit, bro. Too many people in our age bracket, me and Mariel's age bracket, were 22 to 30. People saying, "Oh, I want the government to take care of me." No, there needs to be a negative for that shit, man.
Now,
Not only that,
go ahead.
Not only that, I want corporations to do all type of medical testing on you. You know what I'm saying? Like every type of drug that we need, rather than having lab rats, we can have live rats. You know what I'm saying? We could just test this shit out on these people. So if you want that UBI money, you're gonna have to do some kind of work for it. That's the thing.
Just like
about
with
the
plasma.
UBI.
I mean, that's free money, but you gotta give up that plasma.
Correct. Yeah.
That's a good point, man. You made me think about this shit from a whole nother angle. Cause
fact.
I'm sitting here talking about this UBI shit. The truth of the matter is, I don't really give a fuck if they implement UBI. I'm gonna just figure out how to get your money.
Here's the thing. I don't either.
I'm gonna survive in either.
I just want to figure out two things you need to figure out. How do we stop this from going into another generation? And two, how to make as much money as is humanly possible off the people who did quit. That's it.
Yeah, I was saying in the comments, I'm gonna get into the payday loan business.
You got to make sure that they eat.
Well, it should benefit everybody, but yeah.
No, you just test out all the GMO food on them and all that kind of shit. All the medications get tested out on them. No choice, Just show up, take these shots and these fucking drugs, and take your ass back in the house. Where your ass is twacking out or whatever the fuck you're doing. Yeah, man. So we can make it. We can make this beneficial for everybody. And you're restricted to certain UBI zones in the city. You can't leave them. You know what I'm saying? UBI theaters, UBI police force. Looking like RoboCop and shit. No rights. Yeah. We can make this shit work, man.
America thinks the drug problem is out of hand now. Watch when they start giving free money to people. You're gonna see.
The Alaska UBI drug usage did go up a little bit, or they start using the money to buy drugs. That was one of the.
That's why I want to make sure that we got this shit on lockdown. You have special ID cards that any non-UBI person, as soon as you say something stupid, can pull out their regular ID. And they can hit one button and they put the UBI motherfucker in a straitjacket. Boom. I'm telling you, man, we could take this shit places.
But that's actually a good point, man.
Yeah.
Make it beneficial to society at least, man. That's fresh right there. A lot of people ain't ready for that, but everybody wants something for free.
Throttle down the unproductive population and birth rates. And allow the people who are productive and the people who are higher on the intelligentsia to actually populate the society.
Yeah.
Because now all the unproductive people are out reproducing the productive people. So we have this problem now. We have this growing issue now. We got too many unproductive folks having kids. Simple as that.
This
I
could be our last chance.
Rights. I don't care about constitutional rights. We need to implement a solution and an actual permanent one, not a temporary one, just to patch a problem.
No. Keep constitutional rights. It's just that once you become UBI, you actually become the second-class citizen they always thought they were by getting that free money.
So I got a question, MOT. What if they force everybody to take the money? You automatically get it no matter what?
No, they can't do that. I mean, because it's universal basic.
Okay,
income.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. So it's like if you can't produce a certain amount, here goes your UBI. So now you're like a non-citizen, and you have to work your way out of UBI status to be like a regular productive human being. And that time, they took your UBI away if you get pregnant or have kids. It's like you have to be like a military occupation. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
You just can't get these motherfuckers UBI just to be giving it to them.
Hey, if they give UBI, they should just pay off productive people's student loans. Simple as that.
Oh, sure.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Pay off people's student loans who are productive and give the poor folks UBI. Go ahead. That's an exchange for an exchange. I can live with that.
Yeah.
The great thing is that It's just like, man, look, it's kind of like community service. You could just use the UBI people to come over
I'm
and
a
like
truck
rake
driver.
leaves or like, you know, cut down trees and shit, you know, for like the productive people. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, man, that's some good points right there. I think nobody really hit on that. That's like that would be one of the ways to actually put it to use. I agree with that. Because that free shit does not work. It just doesn't. It
Well,
makes shit work. Not
you
by
know,
itself,
being
just
in the
by itself.
military, dude, like being in the military is like having a form of UBI too. You know how that is, Ramil.
Yeah, but isn't that like your work you're performing for that though? Like you have to
Yeah,
actually.
kinda.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, it depends on the situation. I mean, because you can pay no matter what, even if you have a weak ass like TAD, temporary duty, you got some stupid shit where you just sitting down all day, or whether you're out in the field, you get paid the same.
Yeah. It's just that, but also, you get to work your way out of UBI and become like a productive citizen. You gotta stop UBI motherfuckers from traveling. Dude, it's like all types of shit you have to put in place once you give people a universal basic income. They're like on basic,
so do you think people will accept
arrest.
that? Do you think people will accept that?
They would accept anything for free money.
That's your answer, Marcelo.
They would accept the circumstances that go along with it. They don't even care.
But if they implement UBI, MOT, do you think the system will decline, or like this economy will decline?
No, it'll increase.
Really? How you figure?
Because there's more people spending money in the actual environment than it is now without people being productive.
Yeah, but when you don't have to think about how you, like when you take away
Hey, I'm not trying to be on UBI. No, I'm not trying to end up on UBI. UBI
no,
is
but
for
this
people
is
who
what
don't want
this
to
is
do
what I'm
shit.
saying. No, you're not going to be on it, right? But what I'm saying is the people who will be on it, when you take away the risk of running out of money, people can spend their money in a more stupid way. You know what I mean? So the shit they're going to buy is going to be more concentrated on unnecessary shit. You're taking dumbass people and giving them money. That's your extra money to flow into the system. Float in the system in what sectors? Then is it going to advance your society?
Yes, it will. It will eventually. It's kind of like this. They're on a permanent welfare policy with a definite cutoff. So as they die, society increases because you no longer need these type of people anymore. And you restrict their numbers from growing, right?
Right.
So it's not like you're going to be on 3 generations of UBI. You're going to be on UBI. Your kid's going to be like, fuck this shit. I'm going to get my shit together so that way I'm not UBI. So that way you can earn your way to stay on the field.
But MOT, that's not what's happening in Alaska, though.
Well, Alaska's kind of different. The money that they receive from the oil companies is way different type of UBI.
But I mean, they're still procreating and not really producing anything.
Well, hold on.
Like their economy isn't growing.
Let me address. I don't think I fully addressed this. You cannot create a UBI test unless you give somebody a situation where everybody in the country is getting UBI. You can't create that, bro. Like unless you take a country or island of some type and everybody knows that everyone gets UBI. People are like, well, the test show. The tests aren't conclusive proof. You got to create the environment that will exist.
I mean, but the South is already the environment that exists where UBI is already needed. They're not progressing as people. They're not. I'm from there. I can tell you.
Right.
UBI would do wonders for the fucking South.
I mean, what are niggas gonna do with their money? So what is it, $1,000 a month?
Hey.
So give me like
the Senate is talking about Mitt Romney and 2 other Democrats are talking about $1,000 to $6,000.
So let's say they get $3,000,
depending on your earnings.
So what is a UBI person about to do with this $3,000?
Man, they're gonna blow that shit, man.
No, I mean, dude, it honestly depends
be broke
on where
within
you live.
a week.
No, I mean, that's fine, but look at how much more money you're injecting into the economy.
But
yeah, it's a cash infusion into the economy.
you're taking out of the economy in some type of way to pay for it, aren't you? How are you going to pay for it?
Well, you don't have to worry about how you pay for it. I mean, the money flips over 5 or 6 times inside the economy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Every time the money's spent, it's taxed.
Right.
So
you don't think it's important to ask where we're gonna pay for it?
No.
How we gonna pay for it?
No. I don't see any of these people going to ask the Pentagon how the fuck they gonna pay for it.
Well, people always say that argument about they always find money for they find money for defense spending and all the money they spend on that.
Of course,
because they say,
and I'm in the defense industry.
Yeah.
So you know better than most people.
Right now. I'm really getting these pictures ready, and send me any other pictures you got too. And on a bum, I'm just trying to give you.
Well, somebody talking.
That's real.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was, you know better than anybody. A lot of that money that they're spending, they're flipping that money. It's not like they're selling a lot of weapons, they're selling a lot of technology. So it's a little bit, it's kind of like telling half the story to say, oh, they spend so much money on defense when they flip it. Nobody talks about that part.
And they spend almost no money on troops' actual salaries in the so-called defense industry.
Right.
Yeah, so for me, I'll say this. Whatever it takes to get rid of these fucking student loans, whatever it takes to stop bailing out these fucking banks, you got to do something for these fucking people. And no matter what it is, I'm going to make money anyway, no matter what the fuck they do. People have money, not everywhere, but in certain places where they normally don't have money, versus giving it to people who definitely don't fucking need it.
I mean, that's my issue is, for one, I don't see how it's going to get paid for. For two, I think it's a lazy solution to a problem. Like I said, I don't know all the details on UBI, but I know the principle that you can't throw money at a problem. You always just dig yourself a bigger grave. And you're like, hey, we got a problem.
Not
here.
necessarily.
Let's just throw money at
Not
it.
necessarily. You could throw money and a way for that problem to pay for itself. Like, look, the money you're actually paying them in UBI, they're going to be spending that kind of money in bad healthcare decisions and choices and all that kind of shit. So trust me, being poor is very fucking expensive on the capitalist fucking system.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
You get the worst rates. You get the worst. Yeah.
I mean, dude, like, look at how food stamps work. Can anybody really competently feed their fucking family of 600 or whatever the fuck they have under their household with that type of money? So what would people think UBI would not be anywhere close to what it is that people get on welfare? I think it's good. It's cash infusion, helps out local businesses. You make sure they can only shop in certain type of places. You have to put price controls on shit though. So that way it doesn't turn into what the shit is currently right now. But I'm like UBI plus stringent cost controls, like what you can spend the money on.
I would ask.
What you do, but you can be on UBI, but you have to eat organic. You can't eat fucking meat, like all types of shit. You make them into like the ideal citizen, so that way they can get this quote unquote money that's going to be saving on the society anyway.
Yeah, if you can manage that.
I'm not talking about No, I'm not talking about printing off checks and just letting motherfuckers do what they want to do with the money. No, I'm not with that. No, it's kind of like when you go to other countries and your ass is on a travel visa, and 3 days before the shit fucking expires, the government shows up and tell you that, hey man, what's your plans, bro? These niggas actually need that shit. They need motherfuckers actually telling them what the fuck to do 24 hours a day when you're on UBI.
I feel like that's gonna make people weak.
But that's not what they're talking about though. They're talking about just giving people money and letting them do whatever they want with it because it's going to give people the incentive to go out and grow. That's exactly what came out of Yang's mouth. It wasn't going to have any controls on it. They were just going to give people the money.
They saying they'll let them do whatever they want.
Yeah, basically it's going to incentivize them to go out and find happiness and be able to do hobbies and make people lower the mental health, and it'll help people.
Yeah, they're saying
grow.
don't worry about GDP. Don't worry about GDP. We shouldn't be measuring things by GDP. we should measure things by how happy people are and shit like that, bro.
Yeah.
This is some fluffy.
Yeah, but we only worry
Rainbow
about
shit,
GDP.
bro.
Yeah, but we only care about GDP when it comes to helping people. Nobody gives a fuck about GDP when we sign that fucking budget. I didn't hear all this shit about GDP and fiscal conservatism or none of this shit when they just signed this budget and did all them tax cuts. I don't remember these conversations. It's always this conversation when they get ready to come help people. So I'm just saying, look, I'd rather money go to the people anyway because I get the money from the people faster than I can. Tax cuts from corporations, I can't get none of that money. That's a balance sheet item. I have no shot at getting that fucking money from them through the tax cut.